Welcome back to Bin Pick. This is episode number 2. And today we're diving into the short stack. I'm turning the bin to the side where I keep the shorter cigars, Robustos, Coronas, anything under the big boys. Let's see what randomness brings us today. Alright, this one's been in there for a little while. It's the La Aurora 115th Anniversary Robusto. So a little backstory on this cigar. It was made to commemorate 115 years of La Aurora, the oldest cigar factory in the Dominican Republic. It's a 5x50 Robusto, has a nice oily Ecuadorian wrapper with Dominican binder and a mix of Dominican, Brazilian, and Nicaraguan filler. The construction looks great, it's packed really well. I like the band, I've always been a fan of the red and golds. Yeah, this looks really nice. I'm excited to try this one out. So let's light it up and see what it's all about. Alright, first third, honestly, I'm into it. It's like a fresh shot of espresso, just poured right then and there. It's rich, it's bold, it's smooth. You know, for me, the espresso always kind of has that like caramely flavor on the aftertaste. I'm kind of getting that too. Hello, tunnels. Wow, okay. We'll keep an eye on those. Doesn't seem to really be affecting things at this point, but they're there. Hopefully there's a pot of gold at the end. You never know. I actually remembered to bring the notebook out for this one. The last one I didn't. So the retrohale has a little bit of mild black pepper. It's not overbearing. It's working really well with the espresso. The ash is really, really flaky. And these aren't overly dry. The relative humidity in my big humidor where the bin is located is about 68%. And then I took it out, dry boxed it for a day. So it should be good to go. You can see the burn line's a little bit wavy right there. That's okay. I mean, as long as the flavors are there. And then as this is kind of progressing, I'm getting a little bit more of that honey sweetness and some baking spice that's creeping in. Almost kind of like a, maybe like a nutmeg baking spice kind of combination. So at this point, I'm starting to get this kind of bitter aftertaste that's kind of taken over. I don't really know how to describe it other than it's just bitter. It's not like ammonia or anything like that. It's just kind of unpleasant. This is magic tobacco, man. The burn line really straightened itself out on its own. I guess I spoke too soon. The burn line's kind of getting a little bit wavy again. Let's take the band off. Look at that, perfect, no issues. I'm a big fan of this artwork. I like the simplicity. I like how it's kind of got that retro vibe to it. It's got the old car on it. So as things are progressing into the second third of the cigar, espresso is still the main flavor on the palate. There's a little bit more baking spice. I'm getting less of that honey, less of that caramel sweetness. The retrohale is straight up black pepper. Nothing has changed in that regard whatsoever. Shout out to my smoking buddy. She's always down. Look at her, life is so hard. She just rolled in the dirt. Look at her getting my patio furniture all messy. Did you just roll in the dirt? She doesn't care. She's a little brat. So you can see here, look in the ashtray. I mean, I haven't been ashing it that much. It's just every time that I go to set it down, the ash just falls off. So that bitter flavor that I was talking about earlier is starting to become more prevalent at this point. It's like a bitter cup of black coffee that's been left out for too long. You know what I mean? You know, we got the return of the tunnel. So it kind of went away for a little bit. Now it looks like the big one is back. So for the final third, the pepper on the retrohale has completely taken over. It is definitely a full-bodied cigar. You know, you're kind of getting those fleeting espresso and cedar flavors, but it just kind of comes and goes. It just got a little too bitter for my palate, especially compared to how promising things were in the first third. You know, the flavors are great when they're there, but they just keep getting buried underneath that bitter flavor. Maybe I just got a bad cigar out of the batch, and maybe you know, I should smoke it again just to see. But with this being like one of their anniversary cigars to commemorate their legacy, I just expected a little bit more out of it. And honestly, it's kind of disappointing. So overall, flavor-wise, for me, this one peaked early. Let me know if you've smoked it. I want to hear what your experience is. And if you have any recommendations for La Aurora, I'm definitely open to it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next bin pick.